Car, Jody.
And the American entries, of course, are Florida Jewel and Scenic Regal, a longtime favorite here of Yonkers Raceway. But the international flair is enhanced by the flags of the countries that the horses will be representing. And as I said at the top of the show, Gary, because we are talking about the best horses in the world, that's what makes this a very special night at Yonkers Raceway.
As I said, this is the 33rd International Trot, and many of the European press who have come over have said that this is the best international trot in the 33-year history. There were some other great ones when Undame defeated Neville Pride, but in recent years, this international trot is certainly one that people will remember because of the quality of the field. There's no getting away from the fact that the Hambletonian is the most prestigious trotting event in the United States, but the international trot has the best trotters, at least this year, with the likes of Peace Corps, Rev Dodon, Florida Jewel, Shalom, and the rest of the field. Apparently we have some problems in the paddock with several of the horses getting a little skittish as Bob Meyer begins the call for the International Trot program. The four leaving early, which was Florida Jewel. So we will get you back on track here. And here is the one horse, Incredible DJ, owned by Scuderia Noble Stardom, trained and driven by Vittorio Guzzinat.
Although this is a 4-year-old, he is a seasoned veteran, has won 4 of 8 starts in Italy this year, knows the Yonkers Oval, competed here in the 1990 Yonkers Trot.
And the best shot for Incredible DJ this year when he won the Gran Premio Duomo in Florence. $254,000 was the purse. This was the call and the race. Incredible DJ finished first in this race. Lugano red second, and Your Worst Nightmare, who was also entered, finished third, but it was all Incredible DJ winning the Premio Duomo, and off that victory, Incredible DJ invited to the 33rd edition of the International Trot. Coming onto the track now, horse number 2 from France, Rev Dodon, owned and trained by Bernard Desmontiel and driven by Yves Dreux.
Back to defend his title and world record-setting performance from last year's International, has won 4 straight leading up to this one. I believe Rev Dodon is poised for a big performance.
And at the International Trot Press Luncheon, owner and trainer Bernard Desmontiel discussed how Rev Dodon is a fresh horse this year coming into the International.
Because he was last year he was coming racing since a long time. This year he's more fresh.
Owner and trainer Bernard Desmontiel with Jean Rio, and he is confident going into tonight's race. Rev Dodon, the defending champion, last year's defending champ Kit Lobel, did not fare so well, going off stride early in the race, and it was all Rev Dodon. The 3-horse representing Italy, Your Worst Nightmare, owned by Scuderia Maranello, trained and driven by Lorenzo Baldi.
An American-bred 4-year-old who has enjoyed some success abroad in Italy this year, putting $258,000 in the till. That's not too bad. Will probably need to get involved with some speed early here tonight.
And at that International Trot Press Luncheon, co-owner Antonello Baldi discussed differences in the 4-year-old season of Your Worst Nightmare versus when he was a 3-year-old.
He's more a horse now than he was last year as a 3-year-old. They only have changed balance and shoeing, and the horse get used very easy to the difference in Italy. And she said it's an easier horse than he was last year.
Your Worst Nightmare, and they hope that it will not be Your Worst Nightmare, a 4-year-old by Defiant Yankee representing Italy. So 2 out of the first 3 post positions occupied by Italian horses, with the French Rev Dodon occupying the second. Out of post position 4, representing the Stars and Stripes of the United States, Florida Jewel, owned by Ellen L. DeVisser, trained by Joe Holloway and driven by the incomparable John Cambell.
As you can hear, Florida Jewel well received as a hometown favorite on a 6-race win streak, dominated age trotters at the Meadowlands this year, has international experience in John Cambell, That's why this horse has a chance in tonight's International.
And at the press luncheon, Joe Holloway discussed his horse's 5-race win streak and how he feels he'll do this year versus international competition.
You get invited. It's more than you really hope for. The level of competition is really good with Peace Corps, Rev Dodon. I don't know how well we can fare in it, but we'll certainly give a good performance and not embarrass anybody.
And I'm sure that Florida Jewel will not embarrass anybody. The 5 horses Shalom, owned by Sergei Letterman, driven by Jean-Claude Hallais, who is also the trainer.
Has won 2 of 10 starts, but has bankrolled over $275,000 this year. Believed to be France's second best age trotter. The first, of course, is our defending champion, Rev Dodon. Shalom means peace, and that's probably what they're looking to get here, a piece of the pie tonight.
And Shalom's biggest victory this year, well, it was at the Prix-Radio Nostalgie in Vincennes, where Shalom defeated Shogun Nobel and Ursula de Crouet. 2 wins in 11 starts. It was all Shalom, and the owner, Sergei Letterman, hopes that everybody is saying mazel tov to him after the race instead of Shalom, horse number 5, representing France. And the Yonkers crowd, I can tell you, certainly identifying with the horses from the United States. And here is the second horse representing the Stars and Stripes, a Yonkers favorite, Scenic Regal, owned by Terrence McGee, trained by Carol Story, and driven by Harold Story.
Scenic Regal was ready to retire after her 8-year-old campaign last year, but came back sound and healthy, made the return to the races, has won 2 Yonkers Open handicaps this month since a July return. This would be an unbelievable story if Scenic Regal could bounce back and win the International Trot.
She's a millionaire lady. Trainer Carol Story said her mare always gives a solid performance on the Yonkers half-mile track.
Against the likes of Peace Corps, and I've got a great trotting mare. They may have a greater one, but I love the one I've got. I know she's always going to give it 100%. She gives you everything she has every time she sets foot on the racetrack.
On Friday nights, and the Yonkers faithful better down each and every race. Representing Canada north of the border is Abdicator, owned by Antonio Chevarali, trained by Bill Robinson, and driven by one of the hottest drivers in the land, Jack Moiseyev.
Sired by the 1972 International Trot champion, Speedy Crown, has won 6 of 21 this year, over $100,000, has been chasing Florida Jewel at the Meadowlands this year, will probably have to do so again tonight.
And speaking of the Meadowlands, that's where Abdicator has done most of his work this year. Let's take it back to June 12th. It was the Open Handicap, and you will watch Abdicator in victory. The victorious time, 1:55.2. Bold Herbert was second. Indianapolis was third, but an impressive win for Abdicator on June 12th at the Meadowlands. We'll see how he handles the Yonkers half-mile oval. Those are horses 1 through 7, and everybody is rating for horse number 8. Of course, representing Sweden, the incomparable Peace Corps, owned by the Heiser stable of Karlstad, Sweden, trained and driven by Stig Johansson.
The fastest and the richest trotting mare in the history of the game, has only won 11 of 12 starts this year. Yes, you're looking at a true champion. We'll have to earn it tonight from post position number 8, but nothing that Peace Corps accomplishes surprises anyone in this game any longer.
Certainly not the owner, Bjorn Pedersen. At the International Trot Press Luncheon, he told everyone why he chose to come to the International Trot rather than the Breeders' Crown.
Yonkers International, you say it's the best horse in the world. It's correct. And we have won British Crown 3 times before, and therefore you must test another races too. So we decided to go to Yonkers International and see what we can do in this race.
Bjorn Petersen, Bob Meyer.
And they're off. Alone the inside, Incredible DJ tries for the lead. Rev Dodon alongside second. Your Worst Nightmare third. Shalom the outside fourth. Florida Jewel fifth. Scenic Regal towards the inside sixth. Abdicator seventh. Peace Corps trails the field eighth. As they come by the stands the first time, Incredible DJ in front by a length and a half. Rev Dodon the outside second. Your Worst Nightmare on the rail third. Shalom alongside fourth. Florida Jewel the outside fifth. Scenic Regal on the rail sixth. Abdicator seventh. Peace Corps eighth. Quarter time is 29-1. Around the clubhouse turn the first time. Incredible DJ in front by a length. Rev Dodon on the rim second. 2 lengths back to Your Worst Nightmare along the rail third. Shalom alongside fourth. Scenic Regal along the inside fifth. Florida Jewel alongside sixth. Abdicator seventh. Peace Corps still trails the field eighth. Down the back stretch. Incredible DJ on the inside. Rev Dodon alongside the challenge. They're going head and head for the lead. Gap of 2.5 lengths. Shalom on the rim third. Your Worst Nightmare along the inside fourth. Florida Jewel fifth. Half-time is 59-3. Paddock turn the second time. Incredible DJ on the inside in front by a neck. Rev Dodon right there alongside second. Your Worst Nightmare along the rail third. Shalom the outside fourth. Scenic Regal on the rail fifth. Florida Jewel sixth. As they come by the stands the second time, Incredible DJ still in front by a half length. Rev Dodon right there alongside second. Your Worst Nightmare on the rail third. Abdicator moves 3 wide on the outside fourth. 3/4, 1:29-2. Around the clubhouse turn the final time. Incredible DJ on the inside. Rev Dodon in between horses second. Your Worst Nightmare on the rail third. Shalom alongside fourth. Abdicator 3 wide on the outside fifth. Scenic Regal on the rail sixth. Florida Jewel seventh. Peace Corps still eighth. Down the backstretch, Incredible DJ on the inside. Rev Dodon on the outside. Head and head, nose to nose for the lead. That's Florida Jewel, the far outside third. Peace Corps flying on the outside fourth. The mile in 1:59 flat. Around the far turn, Rev Dodon gets the lead by a neck. Florida Jewel alongside second. Peace Corps the far outside third. Incredible DJ dropping back fourth. Shalom fifth. They approach the head of the stretch. Rev Dodon on the inside still has the lead. Florida Jewel alongside second. Peace Corps the far outside. Through the stretch, Rev Dodon with Florida Jewel and Peace Corps. Rev Dodon and Peace Corps. Rev Dodon. Peace Corps coming on to win it all. Here's the finish. Very, very tight. Peace Corps gets up at the wire. Number 2, Rev Dodon second. The mile and a quarter in 2:28-3. Let's go back to Gary and Jody.
Great call by the bullet, Bob Meyer. Last year's race was unbelievable. This year's race was even better. Peace Corps tying the stakes record of 2:28-3. Jody, what a mile and a quarter.
Gary, I was rather surprised that Stig Johansson sat back as long as he did with Peace Corps. Looked like he was going to have problems. Had to go 4 wide on the back stretch, but this horse has a tremendous turn of speed. He went to it at approximately the mile mark. They came flying down the stretch. John Cambell, as you'll see here, is right off the flank of Rev Dodon. Rev Dodon looked like he might be able to hold on, but watch Peace Corps trotting out in tremendous fashion and will get up in the final few strides and wins by, I'd say, a solid head. Just 2 tremendous champions, but Peace Corps taking his time, knowing exactly where the wire was, as a true champion does, was there when it counted.
And I thought that one of the interesting things, and if we see it a little later on, was Rev Dodon's driver, Yves Dreux, looking over his shoulder as they just passed the 3/4 pole. Really, it was the mile pole at that point, because he knew Peace Corps was coming up 3 wide, and he was just going to try to hold on, but it was not to be, as Peace Corps, the victor in the 1991 International Trial. Let's go down to our own Frank Drucker. Frank?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, the plan from the 8-hole was to sit last, make your move, come around the final turn.
Yeah, she had a bad number, so it nothing other to do, so she raced very, very well.
When you came 3 wide, did you know you had enough mare to win this race?
I think so, yes.
She's proven again she is the world's best trotter. Stig, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Gary, back up to you if you can see me.
All right, Frank, great work. Stig Johansson, not a man of many words, but that's because